Good evening, sir.
Good
evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Long time no see.
Yes, sir.
5 minutes back, we were in the same Zoom meeting. Yeah. Okay, start. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So we'll start with FM first. We'll start with FM. The first question was preparation of income statement. It was for 5 marks. So here, very important is the notes, working notes, using the information given, getting the data. So each of these working notes, first one, financial leverage and operating leverage, including formula, should be written, carries 1 mark if you are getting EBIT and contribution as it is. Then sales and fixed cost, again formula is important, half mark each. So that would be 3 marks. Then comes the income statement, right? Presentation for giving the complete calculation, sales, variable cost, contribution, fixed cost, etc. That carries 1 mark. Getting the final answer of 31,875 as earnings after tax, 1 mark. That's the first 1A. Second, 1B was calculation of price, market price per share under Gordon's model and Walter's model. So both Gordon's model and Walter's model, formula is very important. Writing the formula gives you 1 mark. Then all these calculations, you cannot directly get the final answer. You have to show the calculations. Calculations carry 1 mark. Final answer, half mark each. That is, this formula 1 mark, calculation 1 mark, final answer, half mark. Formula 1 mark, calculation 1 mark, final answer, half mark. Then C, 1C was about weighted average cost of capital. So first sub-question was WACC, the presentation, like getting the equity shares, preference shares, and the debentures total amount. What is the weightage to be given? And the cost. How did so here showing the calculation for cost of capital of equity shares is important, and then for getting the final WACC. So here the getting this table in this manner, writing the market value, writing the weightage, etc. will give you 1 mark. Then this calculation working note separately gives you half mark. Final answer of 11.9077, 1 mark. Same way, revised WACC, the presentation, again getting equity, cost of equity, revised cost of equity, working note is important. Then presentation, weightage, market value. Here loan is extra in the revised WACC, and final answer of 11.5056. So same presentation in the same manner, in the sense bringing all the information gives you 1 mark. Then calculation, this working note half mark, final answer 1. Then next 1D. 1D was calculation of NPV at 2 different rates. One was risk-free rate, one was RADR. So first writing that risk-free rate is 7%. That note is important, half mark. Then this calculation, bringing cash inflows of every year, discount factor, present value of cash inflow, minus the initial investment. This calculations, the presentation carries 1 mark. And finally, NPV of 144.34, 1 mark. Same way, writing RADR as 7 plus 7, 14%, half mark, important note. Then presentation, bringing cash inflows, present value of cash inflow, discount factor, 1 mark, final answer of 99.8, 1 mark. That's the first question. Now coming to question number 2. Question number 2 was bringing the profitability statement and balance sheet. Right, so they had given certain information. Using that information, we need to bring the P&L statement and the balance sheet. So all these calculations, calculation of sales using this ratio, right? Writing the formula is also important. Calculation of current assets using this ratio, raw materials consumption and direct wages, getting the cost of goods sold, then getting raw material consumption percentage of COGS, then calculation of stock of raw materials, calculation of stock of finished goods. They have given the percentages, write the percentage and get the calculation. Calculation of current liabilities using the ratio given. Calculation of debtors using the ratio given. And calculation of long-term loans using the ratio given. So all these working notes with formula, half mark. Each, half mark each. Then calculation of cash balance by taking the balancing figure from the total current assets, 1 mark. Calculation of net worth, complete calculation, including the formula and getting reserves and surplus. So this carries half mark, this calculation. Getting the reserves and surplus by writing the formula, half mark. Then presentation. Now, after this, we have profitability statement. Here, works overheads will be the balancing figure. If we have got 232,0500 and S&D expense balancing figure 27,30,000, half mark each. Then the final presentation, bringing all the information, all the details. Right, complete the presentation. The final statement carries 1 mark. Same way, balance sheet. Here, fixed asset is 130 lakh. The answer, the question also, I think there was an error there. Then long-term loans is 110 lakh. Total of the balance sheet is 240 lakh. Okay, so bringing all the information, the presentation in the same manner, writing all the information, 2 marks. So that's question number 2. Coming to question number 3. So basically they were asking about feasibility. For that, we need to calculate NPV. So first, to calculate NPV, we want cash flow after tax. So calculation of cash flow after tax. Here, this savings in existing tea and coffee charges, this calculation with the final answer, 1 mark. Calculation is important. Calculation is not an half mark cut. Then all these working notes, number of tea cups, how did they calculate? How did we get number of coffee cups, number of coffee beans packet, number of tea powder packets, quantity of sugar, quantity of milk, and number of paper cups. All this based on the information given. Working notes, computation of quantity of consumables. It's half mark each. So 3.5 marks in total for this. Bringing the data with the final answer. Then all the outflows, all the expenses from the savings, all the incremental expenses, you'll get profit before tax, less tax, profit after tax, depreciation. And till here, if you have got the correct presentation, you will get 2 marks, all included, all items included, you'll get 2 marks. Then cash flow after tax, if you have got 239, 438, half mark. Then you have computation of NPV. Simple, since cash flow is uniform, you can go with the direct calculation, right, by bringing the present value factor total. So if you got 863,126 as present value of cash inflows, you will get 1 mark. Final NPV of negative 136,874, you will get 1 mark. More importantly, conclusion. Conclusion carries 1 mark. If NPV of the machine is negative, it should not be purchased. So this has to be written. The conclusion has to be written, which carries 1 mark. Next, question number 4 was cash budget. In calculation of cash budget, since there is collection from customers over different periods, that computation, that working note is important. Right, so that computation working note is important. In that, you have to bring all these month-wise. For this, bringing everything, total sales, credit sales, collection within 1 month, then collection within 2 months, all the items, bringing all the items 1 mark. Getting these final answers of total collection, 6 months, half mark each, 3 marks. Then cash budget, preparation of cash budget. Again, bringing all the presentations, month-wise, 6 months, receipts, opening balance, cash sales, collection from debtors, payments, all the payments, bringing all the payments, minimum cash balance, and surplus deficit. All this presentation carries 1 mark. Getting these surplus or deficit at the end, half mark each, 3 marks.
Here, you people can follow the format which I told you. A, opening balance, B, receipt, C, payments, D, closing balance subject to loan. Then E is loan borrowed, F is repayment, G is a closing balance after that. That's a better presentation. Go by that.
Yes. So writing this is also important. So getting this total effect of investing finance and closing cash balance. These 2 carries 1 mark each. Then question number 5. First, we have valuation of firms. In the sense, they are asking the incremental change. So valuation of firms all this calculation complete in detail, 1 mark. Getting the final answers, half mark each. Then calculation of investment and borrowings. The calculation carries 1 mark. Final answer of 336,000 carries half mark. Change in return. The calculations carries 1 mark, and final answer incremental income due to arbitrage 2,400. That carries half mark. Then the same exercise we are doing arbitrage process if K is 20%. Same exercise. So value of firms, again, all calculations complete. You'll get 1 mark with final answer half mark each, 1380 and 16 lakh. Then investment and borrowing calculations 1 mark, final answer of 1,28,000 half mark. Change in return, full calculation carries 1 mark, incremental income half mark. The last question number 6 has 3 sub questions. One is debt securitization. They're asking about the meaning of debt securitization. So first we have to write these points. Method of recycling of funds. If we have brought in that terminology, that's fine. Recycling of funds. Beneficial to financial intermediaries to support lending volumes. Asset generating steady cash flows are packed together. Then examples of debt securitization. So all these half mark each. Each point half mark. Then process of debt securitization. If you have listed the 3 points, you would get half mark. But if you have written, explained about what that function is all about, then half mark each again, 1.5 mark. So listing half mark, explanation 1.5 marks. 2 plus 2, 4. Then salient features of samurai bonds. There are 8 points. So denominated in Japanese, the technical terms are important. Half mark each. 4 marks. Then last sub question has 2 alternatives. First one, if you have written that situation is called overcapitalization, you will get 1 mark. Then they are asking 2 consequences of overcapitalization. Any of this, out of this 4, any 2 points, you will get 1 mark, half mark each. Then alternative question, they're asking about evolution of financial management. So it evolved gradually over 50 years. So basic, this divided into 3 phases. That's it. So with this, FM is completed. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So with this, FM is complete.
You can continue with economics.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Am I audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So economics, we have first question about significance of gross investment. So there it carries 3 marks. So here there are some important points. Country's total expenditure. Gross investment is part of total expenditure, but not consumed. Added to nation's fixed tangible asset and stock. So this carries 1 mark. If you brought, it's part of total expenditure, but unconsumed, adding to the fixed asset and stock. Then this acquisition of fixed assets, stock, it consists of, what does gross investment consist of? Acquisition of fixed asset and accumulation of stock. What is accumulation of stock? Raw material, fuels, finished goods, and semi-finished goods. So writing this point half mark, fixed asset and accumulation of stock. What is stock accumulation? Half mark. Then you have, this includes final expenditure of machinery and equipment, own account production of machinery. This point covers or gives you 1 mark. Then they're asking about personal income and disposable personal income. So here you have personal income is the income received by the household sector, including non-profit institutions serving households. This gives you half mark. And it is a measure of actual current income receipt of the person from all the sources. This gives you half mark. Actual current income receipt from all the sources. Disposable personal income is a measure of amount of money in the hands of individual that is available for consumption. This is important. Available for consumption, half mark. And how do you get this? Disposable income is personal income minus direct tax and other compulsory payment. That how to compute it carries half mark. Next, we have nominal exchange rate. How do you get the nominal exchange rate? So first, write why there will be a difference on the demand side. People why they require foreign exchange, on supply side why they require foreign exchange. So this, not all points are important there. If this carries demand side, if you have brought in 2 points, you'll get half mark. Supply side, if you have brought in 2 points, you'll get half mark. Then important is this nominal exchange rate determination, exchange rate rupees in dollars. This chart carries 1 mark, and an equilibrium rate of exchange is determined by interaction of supply and demand. This sentence 1 mark. Then calculation, they're asking the calculation. This formula carries 1 mark, and calculation with final answer of 1200 gives you 1 mark. Next question, question number 8. This is talking about calculation of national income method, expenditure method. So under income method formula, how do you get that? 1 mark formula. Calculation, half mark. Final answer of 905 crore, 1 mark. Same way, expenditure method formula, 1 mark. Calculation, half marks. Final answer of 905 crore, 1 mark. Here, even though we're getting the final answer, calculations are different. So calculations important. Then they're asking about production taxes and product taxes. Production taxes paid or received in relation to production independent of the value of actual production. That is very important. 1 mark. Then example, half mark. Example, any 2 examples if you have written, you'll get half mark. Then product taxes per unit of the product. It is paid or received per unit of the product. That is important, 1 mark. Examples, any 2, you'll get half mark. Then SNA, it provides a comprehensive conceptual and accounting framework for compiling and reporting macroeconomic statistics. This word is important. Macroeconomic statistics, bringing this comprehensive concept, this gives you 1 mark. For analyzing and evaluating performance of the economy, 1 mark. Then 9A, this is talking about public finance, how it is important. So needs is the state is the instrument by which needs and concerns of citizens are fulfilled. So that gives you 1 mark. The entire sentence. Then it is necessary for the government. Why should government intervene in the market? So about improvement in social welfare. This gives you 1 mark. Then responsibility of the government. Allocation responsibility involves suitable corrective action. Done? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next question. Challenge before any government is to how to design its budgetary policy. This is half mark. Then distribution function aims at redistribution of income. Why? To ensure equity and fairness. That carries half mark. And you have well-being of sections of the people through taxation, achieved through how this well-being is achieved through taxation, public expenditure, regulation, and preferential treatment, half mark. Then effect of changes in exchange rate. So this 3 mark question, we have to write this. Depreciation increases the price of foreign goods relative to goods produced in the home country. So this, which leads to diverse spending, diverts the spending. This gives you 1 mark. Then this outcome of this exchange rate depreciation is an expansionary impact on the economy. That word is important, expansionary impact, 1 mark. Positive effect of the currency depreciation depends on whether switching of demand has taken place in the right direction and right amount. This point is important, carries 1 mark. Then last one is WTO related. So here, primary purpose of WTO is to open the trade for benefit of all. That is important. Does it function acting as that gives you 1 mark. It acts as a forum for trade negotiation among member governments, trade agreements, national trade policies. This carries 1 mark. Then they're talking about the anti-dumping duty. So it's a 3 marker. Here we have anti-dumping measures. It is a safeguard by imposing additional import duty or tariff to offset the foreign firm's unfair price advantage. This phrase is important, which gives you 1 mark. This is justified. Anti-dumping duty is justified only if domestic industry is seriously injured by the import. So that carries 1 mark. Then example. India impose any of the examples. So here, this is the example which was given in the material. So preferably that example, which gives you 1 mark. Then a 2 marker, we have factor price equalization theorem. This is states that international trade tends to equalize the factor price between the trading nations. Equalize the price between the trading nations, half mark. Then it equalizes the absolute and relative returns to homogeneous factors of production, half mark. And this is a corollary to the this particular trade theory, Hexer-Rohlin trade theory. Very important point, half mark. That means it holds good only as long as this theorem holds true, half mark. Then question number C, 10C, it talks about technical trade barriers, standards and technical regulations which define the specific characteristics that the product should have, such as etc. So this point gives you 1 mark. Why they are using this? To protect their consumers and preserve natural resources, 1 mark. Then altering the products and production process to comply with the diverse requirements, half mark, with examples of TBT. Any 2 examples gives you half mark. Then D, it is a free trade area. It's a group and difference between free trade area and trading bloc. That's what they have asked. Free trade area is a group of countries that eliminates all the tariff and quota barriers. This gives you half mark. Here, members maintain their own external tariff. That is, members retain their independence in determining their tariff. This phrase, half mark. Whereas trading bloc, the countries will have free trade agreement between them and may apply a common tariff to other countries, half mark. Example, EFTA, half mark. Then question 11A talks about advantages of floating exchange rate. 3 points, 1 mark each. You have to explain. Here there is an example. If it would be better if you have written the examples. Then 11B talks about 3 situations: when current rate is greater than critical rate, current rate is less than critical rate, current rate is equal to critical rate. Right? All the 3, if you have written, you will get 2 marks. If you have written any 1, half mark. If you have written any 2, half mark. Then again, we have a calculation. Formula is important. Now, formula is important. Formula is 1 mark. Calculations with steps, 1 mark. Final answer of 890, 1 mark. Then advantages of positive externalities. So first alternative question. So there it was asked for 2 marks. If we write, if promotes welfare, governments implement policies, promote positive externalities, you will get 1 mark. Then when it is present, government may attempt to solve the problem through corrective subsidies to the producers aimed at increasing the supply. This point gives you 1 mark. Or alternatively, nominal GDP. So here, evaluated at current market price and inflation is not adjusted. Very important point. You'll get 1 mark. And different time periods, you will get different nominal values of GDP of different time periods differ due to change in quantity of goods, carries 1 mark. Done.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. If you want, you can drop, sir. No problem. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So look into the marks valuation now. ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ? After 10 minutes, you can call your parents, whoever is serious, so that I will discuss about next plan of action. So after 10 minutes, only if possible. Okay. So ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ, ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಥಿಯರಿ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು, the pattern now, am I right? Which question I will be asking, ಯಾವ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸ್ಕ್, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಡನ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ? ಎನಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್?
No, sir.
Done? All of you done with the totaling? Totaling all those?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Okay. ಏನು 120 ಬಂತೇನು ಹರ್ಷಿತಾ? ಅದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಸರ್ one question regarding sir, the question regarding positive externalities, sir, that asks for advantages of positive externalities.
Economics, huh?
Ha sir.
You look into the answer because nobody is an expert here. Economics teacher is not there, so I don't think we'll be able to answer that very well. So answer ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ಯಾ?
Hage, sir, I thought it didn't answer the question, sir. It talked about government, how the government helps in positive externalities.
Any update on that, Sudhinda? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ we are not the economics teachers here because madam is not able to join. That's why we are able to.
ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನ.
Just check ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇದ್ರೆ economics ಬನ್ನಿ.
Thank you, sir.
ಏನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನದು? ಥಿಯರಿನಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ? ಎರಡೇ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಕಷ್ಟ. 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಳ್ತೀಯಾ? ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೋ. ನಿನ್ನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ sir.
Okay, so what is your answer for that?
Sir, I have written that positive externalities give benefits to the society as a whole because the marginal social benefit exceeds the marginal private benefit.
Okay.
They have talked about government.
Someone can search in the caps, sir, ICI material, and if you say it's the same thing, we'll give the marks according to Arshita's interpretation. She should be right because she's an economics student from UC. 95 economics, sir. Foundation also got 95 now. So we'll go with you, but still we want an authoritative reconfirmation.
Yes,
and reaffirmation.
yes.
External reconstruction. External reaffirmation. Yeah. Done? ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ. ಶೇರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, sir.
ಬಿಡಿ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಯಾವ್ದಮ್ಮ ಅದು? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ?
Yes, sir.
ಅದು GDP ಬರಬಹುದಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಈಸಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ವೇನೆ GDP? ಎರಡು ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ಆಯ್ತು. Since positive government may attempt to solve the problem through okay, I think this answer is not wrong. ನನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಅದು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನೇ
Advantages of positive externalities.
ಈಗ ರೈಟ್ ಬುಲೆಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವೇನು ಬರೆದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇದು ಬರೆದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಿಂದೇನು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹೇಳೋ?
Sir, 1 minute.
Positive externalities promote welfare. Government is the common sense answer. Right?
Sir, I have written positive externalities refer to activities by consumers or producers that
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 0 ಮಾರ್ಕ್.
confer,
ಅದು 2 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆಯೋ? ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳೋ.
sir, they confer benefits in society, which is reflected by the fact that marginal private benefit is less than marginal social benefit. Consumers, such as in case of consumption of a
Yeah,
vaccine.
you 2 marks. That's also right. ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಟೆ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಬಟ್ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ठीक है, shall we continue now? Yes, okay. Now all of you get back to the valuation methodology. FM question number 1, which is a compulsory question, alva. ಅದು ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಿವರೇಜ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಇದು ರೀಸನಬ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿ, ರೀಸನಬ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ. ಯಾ 5 out of 5 ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ನೋಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, ವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, ಅದು 5 out of 5 ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ವ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಈಸಿ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್. This question also, again, every time, if you don't give a, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ NP ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಗಿವ್ ಎನ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ವೆರ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇರ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನಂದ್ರೆ -5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ಅವರೊಂದು 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 20 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದೆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಡಿಡ್ ವಿ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್? ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಒನ್ maybe ಪೇ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಈಸಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. Next question is about evaluation alva, NPV negative, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ 10 marks. I think that's cash flow state, sorry, cash budget. So working notes ತುಂಬಾ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಅದು ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಈಸಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ಮ್ಸ್, ಇದೊಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೆಂದಿ ಇದೆ. ಎಸ್, ठीक है. 6 question theory question. ठीक है. First question, compulsory question. How many of you got 15 and above? 15 and above, raise your hand. Good. Majority of you got 15 and above, na? 15 and above is highly expected. Padma bante 15 and above. Last week banta 15 and above.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. 15 and above is good. Very good. Yakare all the 4 are reasonably easy. It's not complicated. Next, lower than. How many of you got 12 and above? 15 and above I expected in that. 12 to 15 ಈಗ. ಏನಕ್ಕ ರಾಜ್? ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮಚ್ಚ. ಓಕೆ, ठीक है. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, 12 ಬಿಲ್ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಗಿ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1A, ಲಿವರೇಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 1B ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳೋಗೆ, ಕುಟೋ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಜೋರಾಗಿ, ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು.
Dividend decision, sir.
Dividend decision. How much you got? 1C. You keep writing 1C. Which topic?
VAC, sir.
Back. WACC. Next, last question. NPV, na?
NP. Yes, sir.
Yeah. How much you got? You write. Next, question number 2. Balance sheet with ratio, alva. Yeah. How many of you got 10 out of 10? It is almost a 10 out of 10 question. How many of you got 8 out of 10? Our continue but raise the hand. So easy question. 8 out of 10 ಅಂತೂ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಣ್ಣ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕೇಯ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದೀವಿ 13 lakh. ನಾನು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ನೋಡಿದೆ, ಟೈಪ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದೆ, ಅದು 130 lakh ಅಂತ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಫೈನ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನಿನಗೆ ಕಾರ್ತಿಕೇಯ?
ಸರ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಇನ್ನು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? PUC ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3. Question number 3.
Investment decision.
Investment decision. Yeah. How many of you got 10 out of 10? Almost all subject got the topic. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Very rare. 8 out of 10. 8 plus. Most of you left that question answer. Next question number 4. Cash flow, cash budget. How many of you got 8 plus? Next, question number 4, 5, 5.
Five.
Capital structure.
Capital structure, arbitrage, yeah. How many have we got? 8 out of 10. 8 plus. Okay. Next. How many have we got? Question number 6, theory, pure theory. Theory to the point where birthday, you get 8 plus. 8 plus. How many have we got? 8 plus. Okay, lower than. How many of you have left question number 1 as a choice? Any pagal? No pagal, no? Great. Next, anybody, how many of you left question number 2? Balance sheet. Question number 3 is a investment. How many of you left question number 3? For me also it sounded a right decision to me. Everything was reasonably easy, but probably it was a little tricky. Probably right. Next, how many of you left question number 4? Cash budget also, if it was time consuming, you could have left. Easy, but not much adjustment except debtors, I think. Everything was easy. But you should see now. Question number 4 and 3. 4 list banto. And question number 3 nalli, how much you would have got otherwise. That comparison you should do. Question number 5. How many of you left question number 5? Question 5 was on arbitrage. Yeah. Question 3, I felt would have been a better question. Okay, to be clearly. Question number 6. How many of you left question number 6? Okay. This is interesting. Okay. Hold on. Those who left question number 6, I want to talk to you. After leaving question number 6, out of 60, above Varshini, you finally somewhere yellow color.
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ಅದ್ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಂಗೆ
ನೀನ್ ಗಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಾ ನಾನ್ ಬರ್ಲಾ ಮನೆಗೆ ತಲೆಗೆ ಹೊಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಅದು ಮಾಡಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಡೇ ಅಂಡ್ ನೈಟ್ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 54 ಡೇಸ್ ಇಂದ ಅದ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ 6 ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಿನಗೆ
ಹಂಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅದು 1 hour ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಹೋದೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು
ನೀನ್ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಗಂಡನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ನಿನಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಯಾ ಎನಿಯೋ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ನಾವು ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹು ರೀಡ್ ದ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 6 ಬಿಟ್ಟು and how many of you got 50 plus sorry how many of you got below 50 out of 60 those lower than only I repeat I reframe my question. You have left question number 6, am I right? And you got below 50, only those people raise the hand. 50 and above bandidre you drop the hand. If you got below 50, that means it's a wrong decision to leave theory unless you didn't know anything about theory. Okay, so theory bidodu yaro who should leave the theory? Only those who are aim at out of 60 out of 60 atara athava theory you don't know, because all the theory are repetitive theory. Yavudu theory gottilla annadu stupid. Adu samurai bonds adu Japan anta helidde, euro bond nenapadi, euro is not connected to euro. Okay, adu matte matana. So all ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ ಅದನ್ನ. Okay, debt security is a common question. Right, so it is a wrong decision leaving theory if you are not aiming at out of 4 ಅಥವಾ 50 plus ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ okay, I accept it. Below 50 ಬಂದ because theory ನಲ್ಲಿ to the point you have written at least one choice by the 12 mark question. Adralli 6 ಬಂದಿದ್ರು somewhere I think one of the question where you would have got 3 to 5 marks, so you would have been compensated that. Okay, you people, okay, how many of you got below 5 in any other question? Keep your hands raised. ಬರ್ಲೇಬೇಕಲ್ಲ obviously. Okay, lower than. So leaving theory is not a wise decision. However, all the 5 practicals perfect, you know, then you attempt. I agree. Perfect, and also because theory must be attempted for 2 reasons. One is to get a reasonably 90% of 60 marks. Second one is to time saving, because practicals are somewhere it's difficult. 10 questions you are supposed to 6 early, only 4, so totally 10 other again first question 4 irutte. So there are too many questions to solve, so there is a possibility of time being little time constraint chances irutte. Adakoskara leaving theory is not a wise decision. So unless all the questions you know, ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Yeah, how many have attempted theory? Raise the hand. Otherwise, ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? ಋತುವಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ
Sir, in FM 55.
That's the right decision. Accept it. Okay. That's okay. Right. One is lower that, all of you lower that before I continue. Theory bit, you have left the theory in FM and still got a 50 plus. Raise your hand. Darshan, we are just one thought.
Sir, 50.
Exactly. 50 plus ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತದು 50 plus
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ 100.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ನಿನಗೆ
ಸರ್ 5th ಬಂತು.
ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು
ಸರ್ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್.
6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಓಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಅಗ್ರಿ 6 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಥಿಯರಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಊಣೋಸ್ ಯು ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ
ಸರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಓದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಯಾಕೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಡೆಲಿವರಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ವಾ ನಾನು ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಡೆಲಿವರಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಥಿಯರಿ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ FM theory leaving theory the biggest blunder if you don't read the biggest blunder. Okay, next come to economics. Anyway, for special thanks to all the faculties for involving in all the sessions, revision. Papa, they have spent a lot of time, and most important, special thanks to Ananya Shetty for the wonderful job what she has done. Almost everything she has used the brain better than Shetty sir. Okay, that's the way. Even question paper prepare agri elladakku. I asked why this question paper doesn't have more practical. This is May 23 ಮಾತ್ರ practical ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, November 23 ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. So she has used the brain. So November to November ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Brilliant job. Special thank. One of the brilliant article also. So ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. Thank you so much. Okay, on behalf of ನಿಮ್ಗಂತೂ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. On your behalf, thanks to Ananya Shetty. ಟೀಕೆ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಇಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಜ್ವರ ಹೊಡಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಹೊಡಿಯೇ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಯಾರು ಬಿಟ್ಟವ್ರು ಇದಾರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎರಡು ಬರ್ಬಿಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ರೈಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅದೇ ರೈಟ್ ಬೋತ್ ಥಿಯರಿ. 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 7 ಯಾರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಥಿಯರಿಗೆ వచ్చారు ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗಿದೆ, ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೊಂದು ನೋಡಿ, y is equal to ಇದೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥಿಯರಿ, ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೆಳಗಿತ್ತು, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ರಿವ್ಯೂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹೇಗೇನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಥಿಯರಿನ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಅದು ಕುತ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ಹರ್ಷಿತಾ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 7 ಏನಾ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಟಕ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳಗೆ ಬೇಡ.
7A is gross investment.
GI. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ. 7B.
7B is personal income.
7C.
Nominal exchange rate.
ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ ಹೆಗಡೆ, ಬರೀ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ. 7th ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ? ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರ್ಕೋ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು? ಬರ್ಕೋ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. 7A ಏನು 7B ಏನು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 7A 7B 7C 7D ಏನಮ್ಮ?
7D is computation of national incomes.
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ NI ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
NY NY. ಮತ್ತೆ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಫುಲ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್
Question 8. First one.
How many have you got 8 plus? Question 7 ಅಲ್ಲಿ how many have you got 8 plus? Next, go ahead. Question 8A ಹೇಳಮ್ಮ.
8A is computation of national income. Computation of national income, sir. Expenditure income method.
ಹೌದಾ?
National income, sir.
8A ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟೇಷನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ನೋಡ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್.
8A ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟೇಷನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. NNP. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 8B.
Distinction between production and product taxes.
Okay. 8C.
8C is system of national accounts.
2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, sir.
ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಎವ್ರಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. How many have you got 8 out of 10? 8 plus. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಒರ್ಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ರೈಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 9A.
Role of state in public finance.
9B.
Budgetary policy design.
9C.
Fluctuations in exchange rate impact.
9D.
WTO as a forum for negotiation.
Endal remind ಮಾಡಿ sub questions. What you need ಅಂತ ಬರೀ. ಮತ್ತೆ next question number 10 ನಾ
10.
10 ಹೇಳು.
Anti-dumping duties.
ಆಂಟಿ
Dumping
ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ
duty.
ಆಂಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಯಾರು ಇದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ ಆಂಟಿ ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಡಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 10A next
Factor equalization theorem is 10B.
10B 10C
Technical barriers to trade and effect.
10D
FTA versus trading bloc.
next question number 11 A
11A is advantages of floating exchange rate.
11B
Speculative demand and interest.
11C
Equilibrium level of income computation.
problem computation. So totally I think 5 plus 3 plus 2 10 marks problem itala effectively 10 marks is a huge 10 marks is huge out of 40 10 marks is huge 25%. That's still good. May 23 ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು but ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 marks is huge. To the point ಬರೋರಿಗೆ next 10D ಏನಮ್ಮ 11D
11D is advantages
ಅದೇ,
of positive
external.
externalities or nominal GDP.
GDP. Okay. Right. So question number 7 8 plus ಆಯ್ತು 8 ಆಯ್ತು 9 question number 9 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 plus ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಬಂತು 10 10 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 plus wow 11 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 8 plus lower than how many of you left question number 8 as a choice 8 was at 5 marks ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ problem ಅದೇ how many of you question 9 left question number 9 I'm not an expert in economics, so probably question number 9 would have been the right question because many left. Why you left Putto? Question number 9, why you left? Because all others are easy antana.
No, sir, no, sir. To the question I didn't correctly know the
Excellent. Anakaraj, why did you leave?
Sir, I knew the other questions better.
Better. Okay, very good. Okay. Naman, why did you leave?
Sir, the other questions were relatively time saving and easy.
Easy. Okay, fair enough. I think maybe majority of you left question number 9. Question number 10, you know. 10, how many of you left question number 10? One question will be maybe wrong decision by looking at other, unless you got better marks in that. Question number 11, anybody left? Okay, right. Ali ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ next analysis. FM ಅಲ್ಲಿ again those who attempted okay FM ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 RMRs left side practicals 50 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ನಿಮಗೆ whereas Ritwik should write out of 60. Those who attempted entire practical they should out of 60. Majority of written theory alva theory ಬರೆದವರು 50 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೆಯಬೇಕು 50 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು right side plus 10 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು theory ಆಯ್ತಾ next down the line economics ಅಲ್ಲಿ again practicals again I think ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 2 marks is compulsory ಮತ್ತೆ 5 and 3 it depends whether you attempted or not. Then balance, so I repeat, assuming you attempted all those practical questions, then out of 10 how much you got? Whereas if you attempted only 2 questions, sir, 2 plus 5 7 out of 7, then balance right suddenly out of 30 how much 33 how much ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ರೈಟ್ ನಾವು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಥಿಯರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ರೈಟ್ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಿ FM ಥಿಯರಿ ದೋಸ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ FM ಥಿಯರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯರಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯರಿ ಪುಟ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿಗ ಸೊ FM ಥಿಯರಿ 10 marks ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು 30 marks 40 marks so FM and economics theory put together how many have got 25 above 25 and above out of 40 effectively. Okay. Next, practicals. Out of again 60. Okay, effectively 60 is there. 60 or 58, depending on what you want. How much? How many of you got 45 plus? 45 plus in FF for the practicals. Okay. See your strength and weakness. Next, FM 16 only 50 and above. Raise your hand. Out of total 60, 50 and above. Okay. Next, economics 14 only 30 and above. Put together out of 100, 90 and above, 85 and above. You notes code economics ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ
Economics 22 for 40. Sir.
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು how much Archita you got
88.25.
88.25. Subiksha
85, sir.
excellent, both of you. 88.25 is excellent. Okay, it's reasonably average question, not very tough and very easy. Next, 80 and above. Why dipped Anagaraj? How much you got?
83.5, sir.
How much FM?
Sir, FM 54.
And there?
29.5.
So you improve your economics. Okay, Dikshu?
Sir, total I got 83.
83. Abhay Kumar?
So total 82.5.
Okay, very good, excellent. 80 and above. Next, 75 and above. Oh, class interval open you know? Yes,
77.
77, excellent. Okay, 70 and above. Yes, Priyanka.
69, sir.
ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಪ್ ಆಯ್ತು ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಯಶಸ್ವಿನಿ ಭರತ್
72.
72 ಓಕೆ ವರ್ಷಿನಿ
73, sir.
73 ಓಕೆ ಯಶಸ್ವಿನಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ
71.
ಓಕೆ ಗುಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 60 and above. $60 and above. Good. 50 and above. Lower than. Naman just check you now. 60 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂದು Naman?
66.
Next. Below 50. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡಿಲ್ವ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು ठीक है गुड वेरी गुड एक्सलेंट ओके नेक्स्ट ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ FM economics ಗೆ number 1 FM all practicals only if 100% sure 3 are about of what first one all the questions solutions all the solutions number 2 time constraint ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅದು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಡಿಸ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ದ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇನ್ 1.5 hour ಆ ತರ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಓಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೊ 6 questions 15 minutes ಈಚ್ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದನು 1.5 hour ಅಂದ್ರೆ 90 minutes to you can go up to 105 minutes okay 1 hour 45 minutes ನಂದು FM ಗೆ 1 hour 45 minutes maximum so 105 minutes ಒಳಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಥರ್ಡ್ remark aiming for minimum 55 out of 60 ಆ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು minimum 55 out of 60 next else everyone must attempt theory ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ theory 90% people should attempt must attempt theory after preparation darshan bn you know after
Yes, sir.
preparation and dash it FM theory to the point you can get 10 out of 10 out 10 out of 10 repeat theory okay go through all this ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡುವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಅದು ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಲೀವ್ ಒನ್ ಲೈನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ economics Small a, better learn and do all practicals. The reason limited ಇರೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. FM ತರ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Learn and do all practicals. ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ you should do it. Say around 10 to 20 marks ಬರ್ಬೋದು. 10 to 20 marks out of 50. 10 mark choice ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. Out of 52. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So that will definitely. Then theory to the point. Theory any option illa. Theory to the point. Next leave. Next line. Leave the problems or the practicals. If unknown andre ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ವಾ? If unknown, don't do it. Next, most important. Don't be tired before completing all sub questions. ನಾವು ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡೋ ಮೊದಲೇ 2A 2B 2C 2D ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮೇನ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬೇರೆ. ಬೇರೆ CU ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ CU ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ CU ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಈಗ IC ಹೋಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಿ ಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಂಡಿ all sub questions, especially economics. Pradeep, especially economics, since sub questions can be up to small d. Is important point. Trust me, ಒಂದು 4 ಜನ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಹಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟೇಬಲ್, ಇನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತಾ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. Yeah. Next, time given. Yeah. Okay. I didn't ask this question. How many of us start with the economics first? Good. Okay. But anyhow, I would have still gone with FM. Okay. None suggestion would have been anyhow, unless if you're extraordinarily good in Arshita got 88, that means she's good at it and that's her forte. Alva. So FORT alvene ene forte andre strength. So that's the case, fine. I don't have problem. So otherwise it's better to start with FM. Like economics theory, unless FM standard bandu once very rarely they might ask, then you can go with economics. That's fine. Okay. So another what are writing? Okay. So better to go again. Arshita, you can go with your plan if suppose economics is easy. Okay. Better to go with small a FM 1 hour 45 minutes andre 105 minutes. Okay, now 105 minutes dash first 2 questions, whichever you are doing it, first 2 questions 20 minutes each for 10 marks. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 20 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಅದನ್ನೇ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ವಿತ್ 40 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಫಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ 20 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಈಚ್ ಫಾರ್ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಸೆಮಿಕೋಲನ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಅದರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 4 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 4 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? 15 into 4. So effectively 100 minutes ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು 105 minutes ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಷನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 20 minutes ಈಚ್ ಫಾರ್ 10 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1, you can go maximum for 40 minutes because that has got 20 marks. Did you hear? If you got this question number 2 and 3, 20 minutes ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗೆ 15 minutes ಈಚ್. ಸೊ 100 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 5 minutes ಆ ಕಡೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಡೆ ಬರೀ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ at 3:45. So 2 o'clock to 3:45 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Stop at 3:45 and jump to economics. Next, capital B ನ economics ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರೀತಿರುತ್ತೆ? 4 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? 4 ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ 15 into 4 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸೆಗ್ರಿಗೇಟ್. 15 into 4 ಎಷ್ಟು? 60 minutes. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ 4:45 ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. then come back to FM if something is left out. Ali economics mugisಕೊಂಡು if something has to come back, but last 15 minutes. This is the way. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? That's it. Yeah. So, right. Thank you to the YouTube viewers. Okay, we'll continue with 5-10 minutes about our discussion plan. Okay, in Marmakanta. Thanks. Thank you all. God bless you. And tomorrow we have CA final GT revision. Okay, and RTP session. You are a senior in there, but tomorrow morning 7 o'clock. Okay. So now everything is second revision. So first revision aito, second revision plan is there. Your parents and ange kari on the 2 minutes alli ellra kari. So we'll sit. Kari ellra kari. Okay na. So thank you. Thanks to YouTube viewers.